can take some getting used to, but... Oh my gosh, this sniper's so good. There we... Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Hello gamers and welcome back to another video. A lot of people are always asking me for tips on how to play the game in my comments, so today I thought I'd go through 10 tips that could help basically any level of player, because a lot of people do not know like any of these at all. Check down below if you're subscribed, because only like 40% of people watching my videos are subscribed. But yeah, the first tip is to press 4 when you use grenades, not G. So as you can see with G, now it's really hard to super jump and throw my grenade because I'm having to hold down G the entire time. However, with 4, I'm just holding left click, so it's a lot easier. And secondly, if I die, my grenade will drop on the floor. If you die while holding down G, even though you have your grenade out, it could be at 1 second left, it will not throw the grenade or drop the grenade. It will just despawn the grenade. The grenade will disappear into a black hole. I'm gonna try to get a kill with this really quick. Oh my gosh, that hit 87. That's so sad. And you're dead. The second tip is a tip that I've not seen too many people talking about, which is how you sprint around corners. Your weapon will actually vary in terms of how effective it is to sprint into a fight. What do I mean by that? Basically, as you can see, if I shoot my M16, I'm shooting the floor because I'm sprinting, but it's not really that bad. However, some guns like the Uzi, like this, if I start shooting as I'm sprinting, I will completely lose the fight. However, if I walk around a corner, it's going to be a lot more effective, as you can see. Like if I sprint around this corner, I'm just shooting way above a player, which is obviously not very helpful. You want to shoot at people, not over people. So check what your sprinting animation is and how you hold the gun. Because if you didn't know, in this game, the bullets do come out of your gun if you are not aimed down sights. If you are aimed down sights, they actually come out of your forehead. That's basically so you don't hit something when you're aimed down sights and you feel like you should be able to hit something. It's weird, it allows head glitches. I feel like it would be really cool if this game had it so the bullets always come out of your gun. That would make certain guns with like really high up sights like different. But yeah, there you go. What the? I just got super launched. Basically, sprinting is a feature that you should use often, but not always when you're picking corners. Next thing is to enable stamina movement and basically just sprint, then press space and then C midair and then shift as you hit the ground. You're just sprinting, then you jump and press C and then hit shift as you hit the ground. If you have stamina movement and this thing, you go very, very quickly. Do keep in mind you will have times where you're not able to super jump and you don't slide very fast because you're low on stamina, so you're gonna have to watch your stamina meter. But this is the best way to move around a lot faster, and it's also just a very fun way to play this game. I really like the movement in this game, so yeah, just like look at that. Depends on the distance you fall. There's obviously a lot of other stuff you can do with stamina movement. Maybe I'll make a new movement guide. Let me know down in the comments if I should, but that's just a very important tip when it comes to the stamina movement because, yeah, you can move quick, which is nice, obviously. Before we continue, though, if you like history videos, I just uploaded a video on the Iranian hostage crisis on my second channel. If you don't like history videos, don't check it out because it's a history video, but if you do like that kind of video, the link will be in the description. Anyway, the next tip is crosshair placement. Now, this is one that I probably don't follow as much as I really should, but if you're trying to do really well, crosshair placement is one of the most important things in any video game. It's especially important in games like Counter-Strike, where you kind of have to click on the guy once in the head before they click on you in the head. But crosshair placement is something that people don't do in this game. They're looking to where they can see enemies, but they're kind of like this a lot of the time. They're not looking where an enemy would be. So crosshair placement is like, let's say I'm going around this box and there's going to be a player here. I'm already looking in their direction. Now, it's something that you think you do, but you don't do it. And I'd say be a little bit mindful of that, because like some people will go around the corner like this when you should really be going around a corner like this and already be looking. And if you think there's an enemy there, obviously peek around the corner without sprinting, because as I said before, that's definitely a very helpful... That's crazy. That's definitely a very helpful thing you can do. The next tip is going to make you so much better at the game, and that's basically if you see a weapon that you've not really used very much or you don't know the name of, I suggest you pick it up. Intervention is probably not one of those, but that will allow you to, one, get kills on the weapon, which gives you attachments quicker. Oh my gosh, that is loud. But the main thing it does is it gives you experience with the weapon as well, which is really nice because when you unlock that weapon or when you're forced to pick it up because you're out of ammo, you will more easily understand that gun. But it's very helpful. Let's say like I picked up the Chris Vector a few times. Now when I actually unlock the Chris Vector, I'm going to have a Z point right away. And that's going to give me a huge advantage because I don't have to like kind of mess around and not get very many kills because I don't have a sight yet. Now, the next feature up is reload canceling. I don't know why people aren't constantly reloading because if you look, I'm canceling the reload and I can basically shoot right away. Now, there is a little bit of a delay. There used to be basically 0 delay when you reload cancel. Now there's a little bit of a delay, but it's not very much. So I do recommend, basically what I do is I constantly reload and then I can just cancel my reload the second I see a guy. And yeah, that little bit of delay is not important. This game has really powerful reload canceling and you should basically be reloading all the time just because you can cancel it if you can't hit it. And if you can, you have a full magazine in your weapon again, which obviously you want a full mag in your weapon. That way you don't ever empty your gun because you can't reload cancel if your gun is empty, obviously. And secondly, you have sometimes a like 30% slower reload. Depends on the weapon. Some weapons have a very fast empty reload, but a lot of guns have a significantly slower one. And it's always slower to empty reload than it is to tactical reload. You basically want to never empty your weapon because you can spend an extra, full second reloading. That takes a lot longer. And also when you empty reload, you don't get a +1, which means that I would have 25 bullets in my gun instead of 26. And I'd have to reload again. So yeah, just reload cancel and constantly reload simply because you can make you very rarely run out of bullets in your weapon, which I think is kind of a weird feature in this game, but whatever. It's in the game. Use it. Obviously, it's good. The next thing is a really important one, and that is to note your weapon's penetration depth. Average SMG will have very little pen, but there are SMGs that have a lot of pen, like, for example, MP7. The MP7 will be able to fire through a lot of walls that the other SMGs can't. The AK-12 has double the penetration depth of the Vector, so just keep that in mind. Like, for example, a birdshot shotgun has 0.1 studs of pen, so you basically should never be going for a wall bang with the Saiga 12 with birdshot. Wow, that is unfortunate. But yeah, let's say I had an MP7 with AP, then I'm going to be able to shoot through a lot larger things. I think this literally just deletes your bullets for some reason. The next thing up is hip firing when it comes to your semi-auto DMRs or your sniper rifles. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but your first shot is usually perfectly accurate when you hip fire on any gun. So if you have a laser on your gun, as you can see, I am very easily able to hit anybody. There's not really any spread. Even though there's a really big crosshair in this game, it kind of makes people think, oh, your bullet's gonna land somewhere in there. That's not really true. You're actually going to land in nearly the same spot every time, which basically means if you're close range, and especially if you have a scope on your weapon, you should not be aiming down sights. Aiming down sights is just going to completely disorient you, and it's actually not even necessary, as you can see. So if I was running the M21 on this map, if I was crazy, because I don't think you should run it on this map, but let's say I was, or I just needed to run this at close range, don't be afraid to just hip fire. Honestly, just hip fire like crazy. Even the sniper rifles are very good in hip fire. Now, if you don't have a laser, it might be kind of difficult to hip fire people. Nah, I'm trolling. It's not that hard. But yeah, go for your hip fire. How were you not dying, bro? That's why I don't really recommend something like a cantus sight on a gun because you don't really need it, you know? It can take some getting used to, but... Oh my gosh, this sniper's so good. The next thing is the headshot multiplier, and to not go for headshots when your gun doesn't really reward you for headshots. So let's take, for example, the Model 870. Now this can kill with 3 of its pellets to the body, 3 of its pellets to the torso, and 3 of its pellets to the head. It has a headshot multiplier of 1.15, so you're only gaining 15% damage when you hit somebody in the head. And then the problem with it is that, guess what? If you hit somebody in the head, that's a very small hitbox, and you're probably not going to end up hitting as many pellets. So you're not going to be able to one-shot people nearly as far. This can also be true with certain guns, even if they have the default headshot multiplier of 1.4, because some guns have just a damage number. Like, for example, if a gun has 34 damage, it doesn't matter if you hit them in the head, it will still kill with 3 bullets. Even if all 3 of them are headshots, it still takes 3. A lot of people like to go for headshots on weapons where it's just not even worth it, you know? That's just something to keep in mind. Just check your weapon's headshot multi and see if it's able to get an extra hit to kill when you're landing your headshots, and if it's actually, you know, worth it to do that. If it's not, then don't go for headshots, basically. When the Remington 870 hits, bro, it hits. Tip is a really interesting one, and I think a lot of people have never done this before, and that's taking the highest ranked player on your team and spectating them. This lobby is for some reason like super dead, and there's like nobody except this guy on my team who's over rank 100. So I wouldn't really spectate this guy, right? Yeah, he's fine, I guess. But just take the highest performer on your team. If there's a guy performing super well, just see what they're doing. But yeah, just see how they're peeking, what they're doing, and like where they're going around the map, because a lot of people know the spawns. Now, if you want to know more about spawns, don't watch my videos because I don't not care about the spawns at all. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're new, check out my second channel if you are interested in the type of content I'm going to be making on that one. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.